Make Altina a Gale Force unit. I'm not even kidding, summoners. I think she is fantastic at it. Most of these refines are very expected, they're very safe. Tell me in the comments, which of these units is your favorite? Which of these refines are you most excited about? Summoners, this unit is absolutely fascinating to me because of the breath effect that she gets. And the hard thing about, and when I was doing the Gale Force video, the hard thing with her was always getting that heavy blade check. With that out of the way, if you can get one cooldown on her, and in this meta, it's not hard. If you can get one cooldown on her, I think she is a fantastic Gale Force follow-up unit. I know this isn't incredibly flashy, but I think you will get so much use out of her that way. And when you have a unit that you have to use, like this is a Mythic, if you have merged up, then you're there. And to have her perform a very powerful role, I think that is something that is worth taking a look at. Understand that you can definitely make this unit tanky, and I'll flash up a build here they were playing with in the server, and I think this is fantastic. I think this is something you can play with and you can really do some damage. But I think her value is as a Gale Force unit. Let's go over the refine. I have skipped the important part, right? We already knew Distant Counter, Dual Phase Brave. The rest of Ragnall Alondyte is not amazing. If foe initiates or foe's HP is greater than 75%, you get that breath effect. Attack res +5, and then you get the lull attack defense, so you get the buffs are gone on the foe. Twin Blades is amazing and one of the only specials that has damage piercing in it. And Ashra's Chosen, we've already looked at it, it's been out for a few days, but Iot's Shield, if unit is alive, attack defense res +9. If res is greater than foe's res, basically you get damage equals 70% the difference, which is nice, the true damage there, and then Dragon Wall. This is a really good refine. The problem with making this unit a tank has always been, how do we give this unit the proper support? Particularly the HP is really big. And again, this is something you can do. You can make her into a tank, and I think she is workable, especially in an Astra season with such amazing support units. But I think as a Gale Force unit is where she's really going to shine, because I'm guessing that you guys already have some pretty amazing tanks. If you're looking to use this unit in Summoner Duels, go somewhere else. Arena, this is just not your unit. Aether Raids, though, I mean, it's a Mythic. It better be good in Aether Raids, right? But let's move on to one of the bigger disappointments, and this is the same Ragnall Alondyte that we saw. Of course, this unit has the additional dual skill with a Vantage in it. That's really good, and I use this unit all the time. This one I am actually setting it up like I would in Light Season with Duo Thor, Peony, Asker, and Ash. She does really well as long as I can snipe the duo's hindrance in some way, be that with a catapult or with a unit that I just use to run around and grab it. It's not as hard as you think. Once you do that, this unit can absolutely wreck some stuff, and she is a lot of fun. She still doesn't get the highest of ratings because, again, you're dependent on sniping that duo's hindrance. But I will say that Vantage in Light Season has gained a lot of power. Just because the way it's working, most folks are trying to use Veronica right now as their Vantage check and not paying attention to the fact that you need 2 units around the other unit for that to work. For this setup that you're looking at, you need a unit within 3 spaces, and that's it. You could really just send her out there and watch the fireworks. I've done it before. This unit is pretty beefy, and especially when you add in some of Asker's buffs like that denying follow-up, this unit can do a lot of damage, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with her. I can't call her top tier, but I love this unit. I am a huge, huge fan. Moving on, I'm probably going to catch the most flack for this one, and I am higher on Leif than most people are. What I normally say is, if a unit takes a ton of support, then they are automatically bumped down a tier. And I have made an exception in this case because Nuren's Zeal is so powerful. The fact that you can have that ranged Gale Force is kind of amazing. This unit has Dual Phase Brave, Impact when it's under the player's control, and if unit initiates or is within 2 spaces of an ally, you get an Omni +4, which seems a little low, but that true damage equals 10% of foe's attack is really nice. We'll call the average attack being 60, although most of the time it's higher than that. And we'll call it 6 points of damage every time this unit hits, and this unit hits twice. So then you also have Neutralizes Guard, which is fantastic for getting Nuren's Zeal procced. Nuren's Zeal has Quick Impulse built in and grants another action. That's kind of neat. Like, this is, and I'm calling this unit a Gale Force unit. Really, this is the ideal hit and run unit. And you can see the build I've got up here. I've ditched S-Drink because, again, you have that null guard, so I think you're going to hit twice, and I think you're going to get Nuren's Zeal procced. And it is debatable whether you want that lull or whether you want a trace. Trace is probably preferable in some cases. It depends on if you're having trouble hitting hard enough. What I have set up here probably doesn't need that lull because you've got Duo Thor, which is an extra 10 points of damage. So that's 16 per hit. So an extra 32 that this unit is doing. And then you've also got Naga. And if you remember, if unit initiates, this unit can then hit twice. That is very powerful on this unit. So for a lot of the beefier far saves, that means that this unit is going to get hit back most likely. This unit has a good amount of defense and a decent res. But with 74 HP, the way this is set up, you are probably going to be able to survive that and get into Wings of Mercy range. It is a really nice setup. The C skill is debatable. I put in there something you like and something that's going to help support your team, but I think this unit can do some serious damage, and I think you're going to have fun with this unit if you're a big Leif fan. Obviously, you can use this unit in Arena. I still think this is a good unit and a lot of fun. Aether Raids is where I'm suggesting this new direction goes, and a lot of people have been using this unit already, but that has fallen off with the power of far saves. Summoner Duels, I just don't see it. You're probably going to want to move to a different unit, but for things like Summoner Duels S, I could see you working him in. Still, good unit. I think you're going to have fun with this one. Next up, we have Winter Sothis, and I'm a little less excited about this. There is definitely a place for fast armors in the meta right now, and specifically ones with that, I guess you got the DC seal on here, which is very nice. This is something that creates a kind of a different look, and depending on where you're at, ditching Hardy Fighter for Savvy Fighter is something that you can do and kind of have fun with. Because you're not going to get that, you're not going to have that unit get that second hit because this unit is so fast. It's nice. There are a lot of other things you can do. Obviously, you could just do the Hardy Fighter and Aegis build here, or I guess that would be Sacred Cowl. But yeah, different things. Let's go back to exactly what this Refine does. Neutralizes Dragon Effectiveness. If HP is greater than 25%, you get an Omni +5 and penalty neutralization, which is huge. If foe initiates or foe's HP is greater than 75%, Omni +4. So in all, you're getting an Omni +9 in most cases that you're going to use this unit. And then neutralizes guaranteed follow-up attack, and then you get damage reduction equals 30% of foe's first attack. That's nice, especially when you add it into the Savvy Fighter. Now, a couple things. We talked about the different directions you can go with this unit. One is Hardy Fighter, and that helps versus things like Lethality and Deadeye. Very nice. The other is something like Dragon Wall, which is an interesting option here if you're going to take this unit into Summoner Duels. 43 res isn't amazing, but it is nice. Like, this is a unit that you can really go in and have some fun with. She really needs a speed-based far save, and they haven't given that to us yet. So keep that in mind. Again, though, this unit isn't top tier, but if you have this unit merged up, this is a very nice stat line, and denying doubles is something that's kind of amazing in any meta. So keep that in mind. I don't particularly like the Hardy Fighter build, but I mean, if you've got the unit merged up, those are some nice stats. Places you can use this unit. I really do think this unit has a place in Summoner Duels S. And Summoner Duels R, the units are too beefy, and I mean, you're almost always going to run into Duochrome with Deadeye, and it's going to be unpleasant. Arena, this unit scores well enough to do Arena, and I think you can have a lot of fun there. Aether Raids, I think, is really interesting, and again, I think this unit would be fun and in a lot of the same vein as you're seeing Ascendant Robin, that Grima unit. I think this unit can be a lot of fun. I'd have to get her in the Sims, but yeah, all she really needs is some kind of guard, and I think she is good to go, and that can be gotten from some other support. Moving along. Now, for you Death Knight fans, I had to have some help with this one. This is Scythe of Serial. You've got Slaying if bonus on foe or foe's HP is greater than 75%. And I've gone ahead and clubbed in if HP is greater than 25%. You get an Omni +8, follow-up prevention, and a guaranteed follow-up. If you're a Death Knight fan, you're probably waiting for some sort of rearmed lance. To be completely honest with you, this isn't it. But if you are just a diehard Summoner support, Surge Sparrow, Speed Res Near Trace, Attack Speed Menace, and Blade Session 3, and this unit is kind of fast at that point. So I'm sure you all have seen speed stacking before, and this is not a surprise. If you're looking to use this unit in a specific mode, I don't think there is a place right now. And maybe that rearmed staff or that rearmed lance opens things up, but I don't see it right now, summoners. Anyway, I'm sorry, Death Knight fans. This wasn't exactly what we were hoping for. As far as Sirius, we're kind of in the same boat, but things get a little more interesting. That full NFU is nice, and you can see this one is really built up, and we don't have it marked there, but if you did this on some sort of Aether Raids defense, this unit can be sneaky. So keep in mind, especially with all the reds that are popping up, this unit can definitely do some damage. But we've got Slaying. If solo or initiates, you've got that Omni +4 and full no follow-up. And then you've got kind of a version of the Clash skill here if the HP is over 25% with the Omni +X, and that X equals number of spaces moved times 2 + 4. So if you move 3 spaces, you get that max of 10 to all stats, which is nice. That's attack and speed. Keep that in mind. And then you've got the DR equals 30% of foe's first attack. So again, if you're really a diehard fan, I think on defense this unit can be a lot of fun. I don't particularly see a spot for this unit in the meta, but again, for you fans, I think you can build this unit and be happy. Last up, I've gone back and forth on this unit, and this was the hardest bow to write out that I have ever seen because it's such a mishmash of different things. And obviously, Claude being a trickster, this is basing it off of this whole bonus versus penalty deal. If bonus is active or foe has penalty, inflicts Omni -5 in combat. Very nice. If unit initiates, damage reduction equals bonus minus penalties times 3, max of 60%, which is really good. Most units that you're going to be attacking into are not going to have that damage piercing, at least for this unit. And this unit wants to be player face, so keep that in mind. If bonuses minus penalties is greater than 10, neutralizes follow-up prevention. At start, if foe is within 3 rows or 3 columns, inflicts defense -7 and grants attack +6. And if HP is greater than 25%, grants attack speed +5. You get bonus doubler on your attack and the Pledgian effect on the foe's defense. So this unit is interesting. And again, I think the place for this unit is definitely Aether Raids. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of this unit in Summoner Duels. Definitely not in Arena because he just doesn't score enough. But if you're looking at this build over here, like this is this is interesting. Like with all the stuff going on, I think this unit is going to hit like a truck. Someone was calculating it in the server, and I think they came up with like a 28-point stat swing. Like this is, there's a lot going on here. This unit is going to hit hard. I really do enjoy the idea of this unit on defense though, and that's why we have the ARD skill. If you were to take off the wind sweep there, I also like the idea of making this unit a Wings of Mercy beacon. The HP is relatively low, and I think they're going to survive a hit. So that is a very popular method of doing things on a cav line, especially when you're thinking of Embla. And a unit going down there, smacking someone, the opposition not hitting back hard enough. The thing you're going to have to worry about, obviously, is auto follow-up, which that he doesn't have denial of that. But anyway, everyone comes in and sweeps in, swarms around, and attacks whatever's left. Especially with Embla support, usually a unit is left out in the cold, and you're able to snipe that unit, and things are good. So I think this is a really fun unit. I don't see a wide use case around a lot of modes, but I think, like Promise, the way she uses him in Aether Raid's defense, I think is perfect. Like this unit is going to really, really wreck stuff. So just going quickly back over the refines and what we had. Definitely tier 3 for Sirius and Death Knight. I'm not seeing it. Tier 2, and essentially in this format, there are definite use cases for these units, although you have to build some things around them. Tier 1, I have Altina because that Gale Force, that secondary initiator that she can do, I think is fantastic. And then we have Leif, and I know all the things I said in Tier 2 apply to him, but again, Nurin Zeal is so special that I think it is worth a look at Tier 1 with this refine. Summoners. Whew, that was a lot. And I have got the worst ABC mouse song stuck in my head. I'm going to head off. I've got to work on the meta report. I hope everyone is doing well. Take care and schedule an appointment with the FEHologist real soon.